Hi there, it's Karen with inspiredbygram.com. Welcome to my craft room. We will be making a happy birthday card using the Pansy Petals Designer Series paper. I really love this one because it uses lots of elements, including the metallic meshed ribbon. And on the inside of the card is a really wow factor with that Designer Series paper. So there's lots of elements here, as you can see, but we're going to make this card. It's very, very simple to make. Just a lot of die cutting, but we can get through that. And here's our matching envelope that says Happy Birthday. All right, so let's grab all of the products we have here. And we just have one panel to stamp and our envelope as well. So we're going to be working with photopolymer stamps, and we are also going to be using the Pansy Patch stamp set, which is a photopolymer stamp set. So let me just show you here. It's got lots of nice sentiments at the top here, and then it's got all your parts that go with pansies. Lots of layering in here, first, second, and third stamping. So this is a stamp set that I would say is a little bit more geared towards the avid stamper, although, you know, a beginner might be able to want to give this one a try. I love the sentiments here, so that's why I'm using this one today. So again, we're going to be making a happy birthday card. My ink choice today is Blackberry Bliss because that is one of the colors in the card base, along with the Designer Series paper. So I'm just going to stamp my envelope, Happy Birthday, and then I'm going to be stamping the Contours Dies white label here, the sentiment label, and I'm chosen to stamp it on the right side because we're going to be working on the left side with our embellishments. So that's all the stamping we have today. The Happy Birthday was mounted on a B block from Stampin' Up. All right, so let's grab some of the pieces that are very easy to adhere down, and that'll be mostly all the Designer Series paper. Then we'll work with the smaller elements. So I have a Blackberry card base here, which you can see is scored 2 times. So it's 4 1/4 by 11, and then I've scored it, put it through my trimmer at 2 3/4, and slide it all the way over to 8 1/2 or 8 1/4. Or what you can do is score it at 2 3/4, rotate it, and score again at the same mark, 2 3/4, so it folds exactly and meets up in the middle there. The inside panel and of our card is going to be that Pansy Petals. This is my favorite pattern in all of the paper. That is cut 4 1/4 by 4 by 5 1/4. Just gonna take my adhesive and run it down. And then this is directional, so make sure you've got your pansies going the correct way. And I'm adding it top, bottom, left, and right, about 1/4 inch border. Then I'm gonna take that other white, basic white panel here, which has been die cut with the Contours dies. It makes a nice little writing space for the inside of your card. So we're just going to attach that right in the middle. And then we're going to work on the front piece here. These 2 pieces are cut 2 3/4 by 4, 2 1/2 by 4. And we're just going to add our adhesive on the line, on the edges here. And then, of course, directional. And if it's easier for you to go do it this way, then just open up the card here, and we'll see that 1/4 inch border. And then you can do the same thing on the other side. Again, about 1/4 inch border. So now they meet up just like that. Looks very, very beautiful. All right, so now we've got another Contours dies. This is Blackberry Bliss. And then I've got a piece of that Pansy Petals Designer Series paper. It's the reverse side, as you can see. This is cut 1 7/8 by 3 1/8, and we're going to mount it onto that Contours dies there. Works perfectly, and this is another way you can show off the Designer Series paper. So we'll just add that right to the front of that Blackberry Bliss die cut. All right, so then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to attach this to your card. Now you only want to put adhesive on the back side of either, depending on which way you want to open up the card. So if you want to open it up on the left side, then you've got to remember to put your adhesive on the back side of this side. But if you want to open it up this way, it's just the same thing. Put it under here. So I'm going to open it up to the left. So let's flip it over, and then we're going to take our Stampin' Dimensionals, and of course I've got to find them there, and I'm going to put 3 of them on here. So let me grab one more. Here's one more. You don't want to go past the halfway mark, or else your dimensionals are going to show. So let's just press those backings and peel them off. And then we're going to bring this back in. Now I'm looking at the center of the rectangle there. And then we're making sure that we don't see our dimensionals on the back side, because they're actually underneath this panel here. So I don't see them, so we'll give them a really good press. The next thing we want to do is add that metallic meshed ribbon. As you can see, I made a bow with it. So we're going to try to do the same thing with this one. So let me just grab some of this. I find it's easier to tie the bows once your panels are on the card, rather than just kind of loose and trying to work with it. So I'm just going to make that T with the ribbon, and then I'm going to hold it with my finger there, and then just try a bow. Okay, and now we're just going to fuss with it, because this is kind of gets a little crazy with a metallic mesh. But we'll just get it in place. Let's turn it this way here, and I want it more over on the right side there. I think I just tied it a little bit too tight, so let's start over again and move it down here. And then we'll just wrap that ribbon around. There we go, that's much better. All right, so I'm going to take my ribbon scissors, and we're going to just trim that off at an angle. And then let's kind of take a look at it. I think that one actually can be trimmed down at an angle as well. So we'll just do that. All right, so now we're going to work on the sentiment, the happy birthday. All right, so this is going to need to be popped up because we want to give it some dimension. So let's grab those Stampin' Dimensionals again, and it looks like I need to cut my edges. So we always have this edge around the side here, and do not waste that, because those are valuable. They work just the same as one of the round ones. So I'm going to add 3 pieces here. All right, they may be a little oddly shaped, but they do the work that they need to do. And then we're going to slide this right under here. I'm kind of sliding it underneath that knot. Okay, now we're going to make the pansies here. So if you want to take a look, I've got 3 of the die cut foliage in one of the pansies. On the inside, we have one little tiny flower plus the foliage piece. So to create your pansy, you're going to want to put just regular adhesive under here, and then on this side the dimensionals. So let's try our adhesive first. I'm using Stampin' Seal, and then we'll grab some of those dimensionals. Since they're oddly shaped, we'll grab 2 of them and just press them there. This one's already coming off, so that's good. Now I'm going to put this here at an angle, slide it down closer to the happy birthday. And then we've got 3 leaves we're going to be working with, 2 large and 1 small. And they're going to kind of go underneath over here, wherever you want to kind of put them. So you can do this a number of ways. You can just add your adhesive here. You can use glue dots, what have you. I'm just going to use my Stampin' Seal. So I've got a large one there, and then I'm going to try to sneak a smaller one over. Let's see, the dimensionals are kind of in the way. So you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 2 down at this area. Yeah, let's add 2 over here. So we'll just grab that seal, slide this right in there, and just give it a good press so we know it's stuck. And then we're going to do the same thing. And let me just kind of slide it in there. So we've got 3 leaves on there because 3 is an odd number, and that's what we'd like to work with. And then on the inside here, I've got another little die cut. I die cut this paper with the Pansy dies. You can also fussy cut them if you don't have the dies. We're going to add a Stampin' Dimensional. And then we're just going to put this over here in the corner. And then I'm going to add some adhesive again to that leaf. And we're just going to give this one a leaf as well. So looking pretty good. We do need to add the final touch, which are the clear, the silver and clear epoxy essentials. So these come in silver and clear, and the ones that are clear you can actually color with your Stampin' Blends. So this pattern here, I'm going to use the diamond, so that's kind of fun. And I'm just going to put them kind of at an angle, and I'll add 3 to the card front here. And then I'm going to open up the card, and I'm going to add one over here into the corner over here. And we're just going to put it at an angle. So we have the bling on the inside and on the outside. So let's clear up my area here, and we'll put those cards side by side. You can see they're a little bit different as I used a different color pansy here, and I added the silver epoxy essential to the center of that pansy. This one I left it out. So hopefully you liked my card today. This is Blackberry Bliss, is one of my favorite colors, and I just love the pattern here. For your Stampin' Up! Needs, you can visit me at inspiredbygram.com. Thanks for watching and have a great day.